Hello and welcome back to Storm Swords. This is game number 2 in this best of 3 semi-finals between mCon and Break the Nexus, and we're going to introduce the blue team on the left here. mCon, Pradin, team captain, going to be playing that Lily. Solid SMD on the Zagara, Philibert on the Diablo, Archu playing his oh-so-famous Greymane, and Semiazaz on that Leoric. Meanwhile, on the team Break the Nexus, BTN, got Kelina playing the Karazim, Shameless on the Reyna. I always mess up on the name. Winge playing the Falstad, Phoenix TK on that Thrall, and finally I'm Jeebus, the team captain, playing that Muradin. A little bit of banter at the start of the game here between these teams. It's always nice to see. But yeah, this is 1-0 up in favour of mCon, who are doing the exact same things they did last time. They had a tank, which was ETC, they had Zagara, which was Zagara, and they had a support, which was, Rhaegar last game, just going to take the tower, but this time it's a smaller map, so they back off literally at the perfect time. They back off, they don't lose anything, they get some damage on the tower, and that's it. Done. And they're going to push that into an advantage, as Reyna and Falstad are going to be the two here to try and contest this push out. mCon doing a traditional, for them, 3-man push as Greymane. It's going to be okay here on this bottom lane. There we go, that's going to be the first tower dead, experience advantage going the way of mCon, as they then just back up immediately. Most of the ammo down on this bottom tower's gone as well. They could potentially look to just take that, but against the two right clickers, as we see double season marksman out for the both of them, it's going to be risky. Philibert takes some damage. The Karazim's coming in as well to make this a 3v3 up in the top lane. And yeah, it looks like mCon soak up the rest of the ammo. Quickwave's going to come in. They may look to just damage this the tower, maybe take it down. Not quite. Up to about 2/3 health. They'll be okay here. Rest of the lane's going pretty expected. Greymane winning this, as you'd think, versus a Muradin who's just going to be able to back off, not take any damage for a little bit and heal himself up. Greymane just right clicks him a little bit, and the first shrine is going to spawn, and it is going to be predictions. I'm going to guess Arcane. Oh, there it is. Oh yes, I'm so good at this. But in the meantime, I've honestly not watched this before. I know who wins, but I've not watched this before, so this is a replay, by the way, just to confirm that. It is a replay cast, as the Falstad actually doing a lot of damage to the Zagara. Zagara, though, not falling because Pradin's down the Lily, and the Falstad's going to be killed here. The creeps, these Zerglings, the Zerg, the Roaches, the Hydras coming out from Zagara, just doing so much. The Queen of the Swarm, not the Queen of Blades, the Queen of the Swarm, doing what she needs to. Damage-wise, this Falstad comes back alive. He's going to be able to fly in and respond to this, but currently it's a 4v5 in favour of mCon. There comes the Falstad. Most of these Guardians have gone the way of mCon. Leoric's going to end up dying pretty quickly to the right clicks of Seamus. But Reyna doing so much work, and creep kills are going to be relatively equal soon. I suppose with the Leoric, who's just about to respawn in the middle of this, yeah, there we go. And now it's a 5v5, but Leoric's full health and full mana. He's absolutely fine to do this, and this is going to be the first Punisher in favour of mCon. They just needed 3 more kills. 2 more kills, and there we go. mCon, that last cocktail coming out of Greymane, going to do this, but the fight's happening. Muradin's actually going to fall here. Phoenix TK on that Thrall, falling really, really low as well. We may even see the Punisher jump onto the Falstad. We do, and the Falstad's going to end up dying as a result. Leoric not able to pick up that kill on Karazim. There's Archu and this lined up Greymane taking down the wall, and Arcane Punisher normally doesn't get too much in the early game because it scales a little bit harder into the later stage of the game, but doing a lot of work. They're going to get this entire wall and back off before it dies. Not try and pressure this fort. Take a cheeky aggressive siege camp though. mCon at an advantage, a full level here, almost a full level experience I should say. Taking that siege camp is going to be pretty good for them. Keep continuing pressure here. Zagara's come up to the top lane, not taking out this tower yet, just soaking up as much ammo as she can whilst right-clicking the Falstad down a little bit. Only 2 shots left on that tower. Leoric versus Muradin. This matchup is favourable for the Leoric as long as he lands his Drain Hope, which he most likely will. There we go. No ammo left on the tower. That's going to be another tower in favour of mCon. And yeah, they're just looking to pressure and take this entire gate, which means the Punisher's going to go straight through. They'll be able to chase it up for whoever it jumps on, which is really important for the next Punisher. I mean, it's really important for Punishers in general. If they've got no gate to hide behind, they basically have to sacrifice the structure or risk getting jumped on and then being jumped on by the Punisher and then being just taken down by the enemy team who follow that Punisher up. Alright, keeping himself nice and healthy. He's taken all the ammo of these towers. He's just going to be able to right click these. Don't know why it's taking so long to do so. There we go. There's potentially a fight happening up top. Lily blinds are going to work really well versus Falstaff or Rainer, all relying on right clicks. Now the Karazim's punches, they do still heal regardless whether or not he hits. I do believe it is the case. Yeah, the blinds just going to do so well against this right click composition. There we go, Leoric versus Muradin, pretty even still. Next Punisher's going to start spawns as mCon go to take their Bruiser camp. They've fallen Shaman, strongest camp in the entire game. It's so good. Going to push in the top as this fight over the Punisher is going to happen. 9.5 out for mCon. They may just look to soak to 10 and then win a completely unfair fight with their heroics. They're not going to look to get that little bit of extra soak. Leoric falling low, just a little bit smidge around half health. There they go, mCon, they've got the Diablo soaking. Just letting these Guardians be cleaned up. Mostly the cocktails come out from Greymane, going to do a good job of keeping it relatively equal. Oh, the good double stun up from Muradin here, the Zagara and the Greymane getting jumped on. Greymane leaping his way in, trying to stay alive. Muradin dwarf tossing himself, potentially not to safety as the Greymane uses disengage to try and get his range damage back into the fight. The Leoric fell really low in the back of that as well. As we do have 10 come out here for mCon. Lily, no, he's fine. Lily's fine. There's 10 for mCon, so they can go in on this fight. We've got March of the Black King. We might see that coming through basically immediately. 30 of the Guardians taken down in favour of Break the Nexus. There goes the Leoric. He's going to walk through. The Apocalypse coming down. Muradin's going to be the first death as Archu on that Greymane going to focus him down. But the Punisher's actually spawned. This is a Punisher in favour of Break the Nexus who's going to jump on the Lily and she's going to die. Oh, didn't even jump on Lily. She was just killed and chased down. So well played there by Break the Nexus. They're coming back into this. They looked like they were going to lose this fight because they weren't going to get the 10 quickly, but they picked up the Zagara, did a lot of damage to the Leoric, and were able to grab the Punisher, which is now coming through. The Hyperion doing decent damage over the top. Muradin finally picking his avatar heroic. And yeah, this Punisher did a bit of damage to the fort, but overall that was really good for Break the Nexus. They've equalled on experience now, despite losing this fort up in top to that hard camp that was pushing in. The Falstaffs finally managed to clean this up. As I said, that during that shrine, that hard camp was just going to do so much work, and it did. It got a fort, for Christ's sake. It got a fort from 100 health, from like 100% health. That's so good. That's why you cannot leave the Fallen Shaman camps unattended to. And I mean, yes, it was an advantageous fight, and in fact, Punisher going away Break the Nexus, but they lost a fort doing so. And I think mCon were kind of banking on that. Either they take a fort one way or another, and if they won the fight for Punisher and the top lane wasn't defended, they may have even taken 2. Aggressive siege camp being taken again for mCon here. Equal on experience, and Break the Nexus, they need to they still need to do some work to stay in this. I mean, they are in it, but they need to continue to stay in it. As Divas gets overpowered, overtaking a lot of damage, but there's no kill potential there on him, as Muradin is just a bit too tanky. He's going to avatar up any moment now. The Unstoppables, the Dwarf Toss coming out, but the Karazim almost falls, gets a perfect Divine Palm on himself, the Divine Maul landing. The Reina, though, is going to right-click the Diablo down. He's the first death. The Lili Jug coming out, going to be interrupted by the Sundering. The Mighty Gust kind of disengaging in favour of mCon as that Hyperion comes down, doing a lot of cover damage, but it is a 4v5, sorry, 5v5, so the Diablo has come back alive immediately. Don't think he realises it. There we go. He's finding really good base. It's still a 4v5, but one was right the first time. And now it's a 3v5. The Break the Nexus take another advantageous fight. They've lost a lot of health though on this fort. The tower almost dead. This will end up falling as the next shrine spawns. It's going to be the third one, which means that this is a frozen Punisher. Big creep wave to clear up here for mCon. They could look to do so. Falstad flying up, going to start this as handily as he can, and we're actually just going to have mCon siege up and then take this middle fort. So allowing the Punisher to go to put pressure and actually take another fort on the map, I think they're okay with this, because normally you're not lucky, but you are doing okay if your Punisher gets a fort, and they've gotten 2 forts without Punishers. Working out really well for them. There's more than half the Guardians, in fact 30 Guardians have been picked up here by Break the Nexus any moment now. The last few will be. Semi-Azaz on that Liara falling kind of low. He's getting healed up by his Lili. The blind's coming out, landing on the Thrall and the Reina, doing decent damage, but the Diablo's just going to end up getting picked up. There's too much right click, too much Giant Killer. We've got triple Giant Killer out here. Good disengaging Mighty Gust, or rather good splitting Mighty Gust out from Winge, forcing mCon to take an unfavourable fight. There's the Liara go down as well. I'm Jeebus on that Muradin. Gonna get healed up eventually as this trait comes into work there. He's back up to half health, and this is yet another Punisher in favour of Break the Nexus. So 2 in a row for them, and this frozen Punisher is going to push in here. And mCon need to be a little bit careful. They want to bait this over the wall and deal with it as nicely as possible. Semi-Azaz, he's baiting it the wrong way. There was the pause. Punisher not baited through the wall, so not too sure on the Leoric's positioning there. Do apologise for a little bit of background noise. It's just started raining really hard here, so if you can hear that, I do apologise. Again, Punisher jumping again. They're going to get Break this. Going to end up taking this fort, and this Punisher's not going to be cleaned up anytime soon. He's turning around, doing damage. I tell a lie. It's not raining. It's hailing. Those are hailstones. So yeah, maybe louder than initially anticipated. Meanwhile, Punisher falls. Happy days. And Break Nexus actually have a half-level advantage. The Arc walked into the wrong neighbourhood, able to Wraith walk himself away. I'm Jeebus now, maybe in a bit of trouble. No, he's going to be fine. Break Nexus looking to come back into this. mCon taking their hard camp. Break Nexus just backing off, maybe looking to do some objective gaming, but they've taken a fort. It's still 2 forts in favour of mCon. But now the experienced leaders for Break the Nexus here. They've taken a few more kills during this game. Those last 2 Punishers definitely helping with that. As all the heroics are off. Oh, hard camp contestation here. mCon moving up top. Thrall and Reina just having to back away as mCon are able to steal this. It's going to be really, really annoying for Break the Nexus to have to deal with 2 Sharms up in top. mCon, they know there's 2 members top, so they're just going to come bottom, maybe try and look to force a fight here, but no, they're going to... This is really smart from them. They've taken both the hard camps up in top, and they're just going to come and take this bottom fort. Somebody has to stay up here to deal with these, otherwise these are going to get a lot of work done. And in fact, Seamus on this Reina, potentially not going to stay up here and deal with this. He is, so it's a 5v4 in favour of mCon. They're taking an advantageous fight. This is really, really well thought out and played by mCon. Break Nexus is going to struggle to keep this fort alive. They probably won't. They should just back off. There's Undivas going in, trying to clear out the creep wave. He taps the well, able to dwarf toss himself out. Not really much of a defender's advantage. There is this creep wave here. They are able to defend it though. Reina has cleaned up that fallen shaman. Break the Nexus successfully keep this fort alive. The next altar's going to spawn. Next shrine, sorry, it's going to be the arcane again. As the Reina comes down to make this a 5v5 again. I really think that mCon should have hard engaged on that fight, gone for it. yes, they would have been underfought, but it would have been a far even fight. We're going to have a really good Mighty Gus coming out here, although Baron Lord's going to whiff because of Leoric's unstoppable his way through. He's actually going to get picked up by the Hyperion. Diablo going to die as well, gets off the Apocalypse before he does so, carries in the Divine Palm landing yet again on him. Lily's going to fall to the thrall, and Greymane and Zagara just have to back off, and Falstad flying over, meaning he's going to get focused, so he has to go into the bush, almost dying there. The Greymane going to pick him up, so a 5-for-1. Greymane probably going to end up falling here. The disengage, the plays. Can R2 get out of this? Probably not. No, there he goes. He was trying to maybe get back into this and retreat away smartly, but not able to do so. Leoric comes back alive. He just have to Wraith Walk himself out to safety and clean up this siege camp as this Arcane Punisher, a 15-minute Arcane Punisher by the time it's taken, gonna be pushing up against mCon. Break the Nexus, doing what they need to take this game number 2, even out the series. Not over yet though, as comebacks cannot happen. 6.5 out of 10. Despite Break the Nexus being behind for much of that early game. Well, I say much, for a chunk of the early game, and then they started to win it as soon as that second Punisher fight happened. Lily Blind's doing so much. I love the Lily choice here. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's not quite working out the way I think mCon wanted to. There's another punch that's going to come through. The Mighty Gus going to disengage again. We're going to see Arcane Punisher jumping in on the Leoric. He's not going to die. He's going to be fine. But this Punisher, he's going to remain healthy for quite a chunk. 75% health. It's going to jump in. There it goes. The Arcane Beam's doing a lot. The Leoric's going to end up falling. There's too much focus after he was stunned. It's going to be a fort down in favour of Break the Nexus, who are a level and a half ahead. Looking to be 2 levels ahead at this point. It is snowing outside my window. We are in March, and it's snowing, so yay. Hyperion coming down, going to help siege up this keep as the Punisher finally dies, but the wall goes down as well. It's a 5v, well, it's about to be a 5v5 as the Leoric comes back in. I could have seen Break the Nexus continue to push that, but they're not going to. They don't have 20 yet. There's no talent point advantage for them, so they might as well back off and take a much more favourable fight. They're going to take some camps, clean up this creep wave bottom, which will basically secure them 20. How much experience is going to get them as they charge their way forward. mCon taking the hard camp up on top. They have to clean up these waves and then potentially look to steal the hard camp for Break the Nexus as well. Yeah, they're just moving their way over. The Zagara going to plant creep around here. Keep this covered. They're still not taking this fort down in bottom, but there's going to be a double hard camp for them. And again, Break the Nexus, they need to respond to the double hard camp, otherwise they're going to lose out to it. They're going to lose a keep to it. As R2, he's going to be able to back himself away. Leoric, Wraith Walking, potentially out to safety. Semi-Azaz he dodges all the slows and the stuns and the roots and everything, so he's okay. As this hard camp, these double hard camps are going to get cleaned up, so that's fine. Break the Nexus are okay there. I would have liked to, I think, see mCon just stay around here and bush this. I know they were behind, but they weren't against a 20 Break the Nexus, and had they won a fight there, that hard camp would have done really well. Had they not won a fight, they would have lost a keep, or forced Break the Nexus to respond to this. So I think that would have been okay for mCon to try and take a fight there. Didn't, so now they're behind and they have to soak for 20 if they want to look to come back into this. We've got a full tank killing build out for Reyna here, just Executioner as well. Help with the slows coming out from the Falstad and the Muradin. And no level 20. Semi-Azaz on the Leoric, walking forwards before Wraith walking back, so taking a little bit of unnecessary damage, I feel. Not too sure how that's going to go. I actually want to see which talents Lily's gone with. Herbal Cleanse, as well as obviously the Shake It Off. I like Hindering Winds and Mass Vortex, it makes a lot of sense. I prefer to go with the ability power, the ability percentage power mCon though just sieging up this top lane. They're ignoring the Punisher. They're just going for this. They might take a keep up the back of this. As there's just the false start here. There goes the Mighty Gus for the disengage. He's gone with the Nexus Frenzy instead of Epic Mount. There's Reyna and Falstad going to try and defend this keep. I don't think the two of them are going to be enough. As they keep falling fast, we're going to have a really, really good shadow charge and overpower on the Reyna. The Apocalypse coming down, not going to be able to land on him, so he's going to be able to get his Adrenaline Rush off, or rather it pops, and they're going to back off. They lose the Punisher, but they take a keep. There goes the Devouring War to cover the retreat. Muradin's still here by himself. I'm Jeebus, team captain, going to clean up the last three. And mCon, they didn't want to contest this fight, they didn't want to fight this, so they just really, really smartly go and take a keep instead. And that's going to work out for them. They might end up losing a keep down in bottom, because that's where this Mortar Punisher is going to go. So Frozen Punisher is going to go. But it does mean that they're not just going to lose a keep for nothing, as probably would have happened if they'd tried to take a fight there. Got the Punisher moving in. Maybe going to jump over the wall any moment now. Diablo, there we go, with the Flame Wave, going to cause the Punisher to jump over the wall. They're going to drag it to this middle keep, actually. It's not taking damage from any keep at the moment, though, so not too sure what the objective is here. So they might end up losing two. The Punisher's just moving on to this middle keep. We're going to have the rest of Break the Nexus focus down the bottom one, so they're going to lose at least one keep here. They've still not dealt with the Punisher. It's down to 30% health. Punisher's going to moving on to core. No, he's going into the keep. Oh, there we go. He jumps onto the Zagara. Zagara's not going to be able to get focused down quickly enough. The Frozen area coming out, not landing, and there goes the Punisher. And now a fight maybe may look to take place. Lily, with her Kung Fu Hustle, level 20 is reached for mCon. Siege camp. The catapults don't work here. They've lost this keep in bottom. They still don't even have a 4 here, so they need to look to try and take this. A good party bush coming out here for Break the Nexus. Is it going to go? No, it's not. They are not going to get an advantage there. Muradin's scouting out. In fact, they're not there. They see the hard count's been taken up, so they understand that mCon's most likely there. They are, and they're sandwiching this in. The Raider's going to push them all back. They're so caught out here. The Lily's heal not going to be enough. The Mighty Gus coming down, disengaging this fight, slowing them all up. This means that they're going to have such an advantage here. Break Nexus, they've not lost anyone yet. The Thrall not dying to the Leoric. The Diablo's going to end up falling. He has no death time though, so he's going to be back into this soon. But the Greymane and the Zagara die. That's all the damage out for Break the Nexus. Leoric doing what he can. Probably going to end up falling as well. Lily using her blinds, trying to keep her team alive, not able to do so. I'm afraid she's going to be able to run away because that's what Lily does. Diablo's in, so again it's a 2v1. We're going to have the Epic Mount, not the Epic, just a flight out from Falstad as the Lily doesn't go in, instead is going to back off. And we're going to have some catapults pushing in against the core of mCon here. Hard camp and a catapult going in against the core of Break the Nexus, but Diablo's going to get picked up there. Too much Giant Killer, too many right clicks, and this is going to be the core. Most likely here for Break the Nexus to equal up the series 1-1 if they get this. Semi-Azaz pushing them away on the Leoric. He's getting right click down, taking a lot of damage. The Lily doing what she can to keep him alive. Mighty Gus pushing the Lily away, and they're actually going to defend the core here, 83%. So Break Nexus not equaling this out quite yet. Let's see if they will be able to manage it. As Zagara taking this, we may see them check this bush. Reyna's going to back away, but Muradin, is going to be able to successfully get off that Healthstone. Next shrine spawning, potentially the last shrine of the game, is going to be a mortar. As we see mCon not really look to go for the shrine, they're just ignoring the Punishers here. And I suppose with Punisher this sort of late in the game, you don't really want to ignore it at all, as we've got this fort going to be taken for mCon. In fact, they're not even going to take it. They've got the siege camp here. They're hoping that's going to be enough. Potential wraparound, but the guards they're just going to get cleaned up. I think mCon are going to come here and they're just going to take some camps. They're going to sit and then they're just going to go and try and base race. That's my only understanding of why they're positioning this at the moment. They've moved around so the creeps can't actually see them. Makes a lot of sense here, and we're going to have Break the Nexus actually come and have to defend. mCon They want to see where Break the Nexus are. They see that they're moving back to base. They're going to get the party bush here. They're not going to be able to do so. Leoric might get spotted out here. Falstad, oh, he's in a bad spot. Falstad's going to get Shadow Charge, overpowered. He's going to barrel roll himself away, but it's not going to be enough as the Greymane jumps in. That's going to be a dead Falstad, and they have to go for base now. This base race is going to happen. Base race is going to happen. We're going to have all members of Break the Nexus having to back off here to try and save this out here. As mCon, cheek plays, they pick off the Falstad. This is a 5v4. This is advantageous for them. The Hyperion comes down, gives a lot of counter damage. Leoric's just going straight for the core though. Lily's Jug coming out. We're going to have the Kung Fu Hustle working. It's magic. There goes the Apocalypse. The Divine Maw actually making the Apocalypse whiff a little bit. Lord of Terror doing a lot of damage, keeping the Diablo alive. And mCon, they're pushing through. They're going for this. 100% Silver the core's now falling, taking some damage. The Zagara's going to fall. The Rainer's doing so much damage. As is the Thrall. It's going to be the Lily and the Greymane dead. Diablo falls. Leoric's going to die. 50% on the core. 54% rather. And they're going to defend it. They defend it 5v4. mCon, they focused on the core too much. They didn't focus on killing the heroes. And Rainer and Thrall were just able to do so much. I'm just going to have a quick look at the damage. Look how much Rainer's done. 108k. Whoo! Jeez, the keep fell in top. And that means that the mCon, they may end up losing this game to Break the Nexus, who are just charging their way down the middle. They're going to take this last keep. There they go. Are they going to just walk around the keep? Yeah, they are. They're just pushing their way through it. They're going to go for the core. 70%. 60, 50. This is game. GG, well played to Break the Nexus. mCon kind of throwing it away a little bit at the end there, but they did what they had to. They were behind for most of that game. They were ahead at the start, behind for the rest of it, and they gave it a real good attempt, but they weren't quite able to close it out. Needed a little bit more damage, and GG, well played. Break Nexus equal out the series 1-1, and mCon, they are going to try and win out in this third game, the deciding game of the best of three of the semi-finals. The winner goes through to the finals. The loser finishes the tournament joint third, fourth with the loser of the other semi-finals. So if you haven't seen that, I'm not going to spoil. Go watch it. Had a great few games in that series.